Shalom, family. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb. You know, as time moves forward, things take on a sense of urgency. How we act, how we respond to things, and how things are perceived by others are very important. Very important. You know, it's amazing how everything in the social structure attempts to shelter itself. It's just like the Bible said, from top of the work of their own hands. Largely at the work of their own hands. I couldn't imagine living that way, though, but they do. They actually live this way. They do fucked up shit, and they try to keep the fucked up shit from boomeranging on them. They try to escape the response. And if the response does hit them, they're right there with the plan B. And plan B is I have turned from victimizer to victim because I've managed to make it look like I was motivated by on the one end you want to make the image of being black, but on the other side of it, all of your actions are anything but black. It's why I've learned to hate the word black. I can't stand it. I've learned to hate the word black. Because first I didn't even know someone had to tell me I was black. Yeah, I didn't know that I was black. I didn't know that I was black until integration. I didn't know I was a nigger. Petulance, or this reservation that you have, petulance, wrong word, um, that are that that you have toward facing the truth at this late stage of the game. Black people are not monolithic. We never have been. We never have been. So why is it important now that we all be black or we all be African American? What the hell and why? Why is that important that we all be black now? But as a member of the so-called black, I looked out of my window and here's a redhead lady of burgundy just standing in the middle of the parking lot, looking up at my window, eyes closed, making chants. Just a chanting, a bobbing and a chanting, a bobbing and a chanting. I could feel the negativity at least 200, at least a good 200 feet from me. And she just standing her ass there. Like I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm not bothering anybody. But the very minute that one would have put one through the old noodle, or otherwise burned her ass at the stake, she birds on the goddamn porch. Goat necks hanging in your tree. Burning black candles on your goddamn doorsteps. A hexagon, also known as a Star of David. I had to slip that one in. That was below the belt, but at this point, he should have worn a cup. If he didn't wear a cup, this fight's over. He may as well call this one in round two, because both of those things have been thoroughly and profoundly bruised. This fight is over. They run in a bad circle and with bad companies, and their lives are largely based on lies and arrangements. Be that as it may. Be that as it may, my question is, why must they be black and operate against black at the same time, and everyone still respect them for being black? Let me ask you white folks something. Do you operate against each other? Okay, SA, I know you don't operate against each other. Hell to the fucking no, I watch you close. No. You motherfuckers as a other that looks black, walks black, for all practical purposes in the eyes of the rest of society is black. But culturally, as far as their understanding, they're not black like us. We as blacks carry the scars of slavery and redemption. We rise like a phoenix out of ashes, smoke, and some pretty deep ass water. They've been known to drown whole motherfucking cities around here. Imagine waking up in the fucking water and your favorite corner store is 20 feet underwater. Leaves or your loyalties or your sworn oaths. It really doesn't matter to me. I have my own oath, and I will harm anything that harm black, including other black. I made this crystal clear years ago, though, and then reiterated it almost yearly for 4 or 5 years. I'm not gonna give a rat's fucking fuck about your blackness when it comes to hurting us. You would be no damn different than the white boy dragging us behind the truck, making policy that'll keep us poor. When America or them people calling themselves a pilgrim landed on your ass. They landed on you, landed on the shores of America, and they found niggas here. Anyway, anyway, what I'm trying to say is the problem is not you not helping us. The problem is you actively harming us. Here's an example. And it's only going to be so much longer before I treat their wives and their children like they treat our wives and our children. I don't have a wife. I barely got children, but I'm just saying these are the rules. These are the rules. Hangings, Jim Crow, torture. Well, some people break strong, other people break weak. The African American broke weak, but that's not my business either because they would say otherwise. We broke strong. We're smarter than you. We are at least in the game. Not understanding that my plan is to not enter the game, but to destroy the game, destroy it. So if you're in the gambling shack, you might be wanting to gather your winnings and make your way toward the front door. I shall be blowing it up or shooting it up sooner or later. 1998, maybe? 94. Yeah, wait a minute. 495. Was it before or after Brain? It was after. So probably 95, 5 or 96. I told you, we was bad people, man. Not in terms of like what you would think. I was with some guys and we hung together and we did some bad things. But we did bad things to what we considered bad people. We considered ourselves God's little, anyway, henchmen. Side and even sit on their front porch because you may catch a stray. It was that thick and they didn't give a fuck. But they didn't know that somebody was watching. And we had been watching. And we came about our own plan. We're going to burn that motherfucker down. It's real simple. The crack house itself, we're going to burn it down. What you would call a fucking trap house. But in 1995 and 1996, it was just a crack house. We had decided that we're going to burn the son bitch down. So that's what we did. So the plan was set on one of the slow nights. Fuck out. Say, man, I mean, say, man, y'all have to get the fuck up out of here, dog. Say, man, what the fuck are you? Who are you? I say, man, they finna burn this motherfucker down. You need to get the fuck up out of here. Who finna burn it down? Dude, to get the fuck up out of here, man. Okay? By the time he didn't realize that I'm dead serious and that I'm armed, I'm not just asking you because I know that you finna go sideways. We done the homework on this bitches. You done fucked this house up and it was, anyway, long story. Long story. You get the fuck out. But I only had the 1695 or 96. And and this how it's gonna roll tonight. On this night. So we burnt the motherfucker down. And there was peace. It went to the other side of Laura Copy. No shit. Anyway, when you operate though against us, then what am I to think? That we're still family? And that's the wrong word. That we're from the same tribe as you. And we've seen this before biblically. We are who we are. We've never really right. That's why I thank God that we only need 12,000 of you from each one of the tribe, house of Israel. We, house of Israel and the house of Judah really don't like each other. It's time that the world just understood this here. It's really time that you understood this. Okay? In fact, the house of Israel don't like itself. This is why it's always infiltrating and marrying into the house of Judah any way they can. But anyway, I'm off the beaten path. We're talking about Democratic mayors who happen to be black. Same mayor choose others, literally taking another country's people off of the freezing streets of America while leaving his own on the streets. We witnessed this. What am I to think? What am I to think? We witnessed this same mayor ignore the words of countless black residents about what's going on in the city that they live in, and he run to no accord at all. Like they hadn't said anything. Hadn't said anything. He's made himself a zero. Zero. This is why black people in politics don't act black. They act democratic. This is so damn profound that you may as well add another box on the census form where you know the row of boxes where it's a black, white, Hispanic, Latino, non-white, Asian, AAPI, and I don't know why they separate all that shit. Goodness gracious, but 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 they should also, as far as the house, this where they force me into sounding like I'm anti-Hispanic, I'm anti-migrant, I'm anti-something. Okay, so we all know of the upheaval that we went through in the last year, politically and ideologically over migration. This has nothing to do with migration, though. So keep your panties on. Keep your panties on. Okay. And if you must take them off, do it. Do it in the privacy of your closets and bathrooms. Don't even bring your husbands and wives into it. Just go. You don't know what's behind every door. So consequently, everybody gets the fucking zip ties. It's not only for their safety, it's kind of like for yours too. Because once you zip tied, then I, as the agent, can see that you're less of a goddamn threat, rather than someone who has to be secured. Are you getting it now? But the point being is this mayor is saying that Donald Trump and ICE agents are separating family. Let's get back to that though. Let's get back to that. Okay. And 1969, but break up black families, period. Period. As a matter of policy. So he's not talking about us. He's talking about the gang members in that apartment complex who's going to be dragged off from their respective wives and mothers and children. But except he doesn't say gang members. ICE does. He makes it sound like ICE is just breaking up families. Sir, if I go break the law right now on the level that I'm going to go to jail, I can assure you, sir, they're not going to allow me to take my family went to war over at least twice. At least twice. And if it wasn't for Judah's mercy in one of those occasions, Judah would have treated them as the Canaanites and killed every last one of them. It got that bad. And so they split. It was only at these people here here to come bothering folks and throwing us all back together again. At any rate, we're here now. All I'm saying is when when the mayor, black mayor, army and shields, I don't know, just leave us out of it. Now I'm done talking about and to the house of Israel, white folks. Have you gotten any fucking smarter? Can you see the difference? How long have we been at this? How long have we been at this? Have you figured out which is which by now? By now. Because if you haven't, then you need to work harder. Have you figured out which is which? Do you need more evidence? I think you're smart. I think you know. I think that you know. Would you let this much is clear? If anything, they're there to act as a buffer between the Negro masses and everybody else. Okay? That's their job. That's their job. At any rate, don't involve us. We have nothing to do with this. I am so trying to get these people to identify themselves. Someone's going to have to take the mark. Either Israel is going to have to take the mark, or either Judah has to take the mark. They just slow. But my point is that they don't speak for us. Let's make this quite clear, because I think in the last year, this will be my third or fourth audio, and trying to stress this. So you shouldn't make the mistake in acting as if they do. As if, listen, all power must be authorized by its people. Is that not true? In a representative government, in a democracy, true power comes from the people. They have power that did not come from the people, sir. It came from you. Knows what's going on. Israel knows. Trust me. Trust me. This is 1,000-year inter-family, inter-tribal, inter-house dispute. So they know. It's the other people around, other nations that don't know, which causes problems also. So I'm trying to stop something in its damn tracks. They speak for them. You need to count them. They need to count each other. Identify so we don't get into unnecessary clashes. Unnecessary. Because they to the definitions that you have created for yourselves. You do understand this, right? How could I be held to those definitions when I am clearly not you? At this point, I'm barely human. How can you hold barely human to human definitions, human understandings, human expectations? It would behoove you to not do that. It would behoove you. It's not safe and it's not healthy. Not even for me. And it could turn out, at the very least, to be very fucking stressful. Safe to say, I don't care. And if it is written, God's will be done. That's how it will be played out. Word for word. No interpretation. Word for word. Okay? That's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. By me talking to these guys, I'm also talking to those around them, those who they would protect, and those who write their checks. It's not just them. And the entire world are having an inside view from a black man's perspective as to wasn't thousands of them. They would still take it as a personal affront, and they would have some kind of emotional response. But now I'm drifting. Sir, all I'm saying is you need to keep in mind, they speak for them. They need to separate. You need to help them separate from black. If you get a Bible, you know how this goes. In fact, let me tell you exactly how this is going to go. Whether you take part in it You okay it, or you support it, or not. At the end of the day, the separate, but a short period after we have distanced ourselves from the rest of society or this country, we will have our own purge. Think of it as a purge. And many of us will die at the hands of their own brothers. Okay, sir? Now, you don't want no real fucking part of this. I know you really don't, because you're not built like that. You're not. This is an old score that must happen. That must happen. That must happen. And that's what's going to happen. Now, who's black, who's not, who's Jewish, who's not, who is Israel, who is not. We finna deal with this, even if we have to force it, which currently seems like it's going to be the plan, because too many of you think that it's just business as usual in the face of God. And you have to understand, I'm not claiming to be God. No, God sees through my eyes, so it's in his face. It's in his face. What do you want me to do? What am I to do? What should I do? What would you do? My job isn't easy. This guy is always over my shoulders, man. Always. He's, man, when I wake up, he already there looking at me, telling me, you overslept. I think the sun's up this morning. I know. Well, that means you overslept. I know. But seriously, folks, understand something. You have been caught up in the end days. No one, this is why I stopped saying, no one's asking you anything. What you do or don't do really don't matter. Any efforts from Judah, they make up 5 or 6 tribes, and they all are quote unquote black. Black. However, there is one Judah, and Judah is its own house with its own set of tribes underneath the banner or umbrella of Judah. I doubt that we will ever be friends with them. Some of them will, damn, this is an awfully harsh word to say about family members, but some of them will convert back to do now. And once again, Israel faced the same thing. The Israel, not the imposter. They faced the same thing again. The house of Judah and their father. Don't get in the way this time. Don't get in the way. They will separate themselves. And I'm sure that white folks are going to help us separate from them anyway. In fact, it's already happening. It's already happening. Okay? It's already happening. You don't see it. You don't make the spiritual connection to the police out here. Either bring your ass home or you have to identify yourselves. That's just fair. We can't keep running around and having everybody think that we're black when we got business to do, and that's just going to only complicate future business. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm Source. I'm 7. I'm 1.